I'm still in the process of like learning being a team lead too, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
We
get it.
we all are, you know, like there's no stopping in learning. So every time like we deal with something, we learn, we take it as a learning experience, we move forward, and now we're more certain on our next decisions and on our next, plans.
Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
Welcome to another episode of Your Peak Life Podcast. Today we have a very special episode with one of the real estate big dogs in the industry, JD. Give us a little quick introduction. How many years you've been in the real estate? What led you to have the JD real estate team? And ultimately, what led you to the victory of Pico de Mayo?
Oh wow, that's a good. First of all, I like the introduction. Thank you so much, man. Big dog. Oh my God, that's not me, I guess. But hey, thanks for having me here,
Yep.
Edgar Edwin. Thank you, from Iron Valley.
Yep.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's like what I always tell people. I'm not good at these platforms and all that, but I don't know why I said yes to you all. Maybe I want to learn something from you all too. So. Anyway, yeah, my name is Jay Dural. I am the team owner and team lead of JD Real Estate 757. I've been in the real estate industry for like around 5 years and a couple of months.
Okay.
Um, I started when I was still in the Navy. I think we all are from
Yeah.
that, like we learned a lot from that. It helped us to grow in it, to be like where we at right now. And this 5 years in the real estate, and then I started the team 2 years after.
Okay.
2 years after.
So you started in COVID then, or had COVID started already?
Right before COVID hits.
Okay.
Like that's when I started solo agent, and
Jeez.
then I think it was during COVID when I
Started the
started
team.
the team. Yeah,
Gotcha.
So how many years did you do in the military?
I just did one tour.
One tour?
One tour.
Okay. What was your rate?
I was a corpsman.
Okay.
And when they brought me to the green side, that's when I figured out, oh, it's not for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hey, yeah, I mean, we learn from all of these experiences, and that's what made me, of who I am today.
So where are you originally from? And
I-
how long have you been here in Hampton Roads?
Yeah, I've been here for like 8 years, going 9,
Okay.
and I came from the Philippines.
Okay.
2016, I set foot in the U.S., and that was my very first time in the U.S.
Damn.
So when you ask me like like how long I've been in the Hampton Roads too, that very same day that I set foot in the US
Gotcha.
is here,
Wow.
and it's just been like 8 years, going 9 years in August this summer.
Do you go back and visit the family over there, or
Oh,
have you
yeah.
been? Yeah.
Of course, family is everything, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I was able to do it because of real estate.
Well, yeah, and then with the Navy, the Navy is what you were in, right? As a corpsman, there's a big Filipino community in there,
Right, yeah.
Right. The shout out to the Filipino mafia.
There you go.
know,
Hey, yeah.
I mean, like it's a known fact. Like those guys, it's a big community there. And same thing, it goes with the culture, right? Like it's a big family bond. They stick together.
sure.
Like you cannot leave a family function without a to-go plate of food, right?
You know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So how big is the family here now? Like as far as obviously you came here for a reason. I'm guessing you got a lot of family members here.
Oh, not on my side.
Oh, okay.
It's actually from my wife's side, and she took me in through a K-1 visa.
Okay.
And then we got married here, started family. It wasn't a plan to join the military.
Mm.
So, yeah, but when I was like applying for jobs, when I got like those permits, my green card and everything already, I used to work in a help desk IT industry back home in the Philippines, and I was looking for that same job as well here, and I had an interview, and not knowing the recruiter, the interviewer was he was a retired Navy chief.
Okay.
And he said, like, I want to hire you for this position, but we need an American citizen because, they contract with the DOD, with the government and all
Okay.
that.
Yes.
And he told me about the military. He's like, you know what? This tip that I'm gonna give you, join the military. They'll help you with citizenship and all. And if you don't feel like it's for you, then you got the
You're out.
citizenship already. You got security clearance too and everything. They'll train you. They send you to school. I'm like, wow, I don't know all that, and
Yeah.
I took the risk,
Yep.
signed up, and then that same year, they dumped me in.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Was it 2 years or was it 3 years for citizenship when you go through the military?
I got here 2016. So technically, like it's within 2 years I get the citizenship. But like when I was in boot camp, they already had me sign all these paperwork and everything. I was like, wow, thank God. I mean,
So wait, so you get here from the military, I mean from the Philippines, and you were doing IT work then, right? So now, when are you going through boot camp? Because obviously you're not dealing with the winters back home like you are out here in
Yeah.
Chicago.
yeah.
How was
I mean,
that?
but I graduated boot camp right before the winter. Like,
Okay.
Okay.
I was like, like it was no early November, but they were already talking about preparation, about snows and everything. And I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? Like I've never had that experience.
Got it. What was the first thing you did, like getting here to the States? Like, what was take yourself back to JD in the Philippines and your sandals and your shorts and your Hawaiian shirt, right? And then your thought of America, and then it's like you get here. Like,
be
what was your highest? Like, oh, this is America, or what was your lowest point? That or this?
Being honest, like I mean, at first, I don't really feel like I want to go to the U.S. Yeah, my girl, I mean, she used to be my girlfriend and then became my fiance, of course.
Okay.
Like, she's my ex-girlfriend. Like, she's been asking me to come here back, like, in 2011, 2012, something. But, hey, I have a good job in the Philippines. I'm like, and it's, life there is easy.
Yeah.
Chill, just go to work, that time in, time out, and you're done. You don't need to worry about anything else. And then I have some relatives from here too who will always tell me that in the U.S. you need to be keep moving. You need to be keep on doing this because you have bills to pay. This and that. It's kind of stressful to me, just thinking about it about the U.S. But of course I know also on the other side wherein like opportunities are endless. So I'm like, when I was about to come here, I was already like planning on something that, what am I gonna do? But I never thought of like it's gonna be hard for me to find a job not being a citizen. So, like the Navy really paved that way for me.
Right.
I seen this morning when I went into Facebook, you're expecting the fifth, right? What is it? Or your third?
Right. Fifth,
You're third.
You're right. Fifth member of the family,
Yep.
soon to be, and the third
Third child.
child.
Congrats, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you, man.
Nice,
Thank you so
nice.
much.
I seen that.
Blessing after another blessing, like I can thank God enough for everything.
Yeah.
And that's the US,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And then every morning we wake up, right, to ratified post. JD's team
there
killing
you
it.
go.
These teams killing it, and it's good how like I have a connection to Wilmar,
Right, yeah.
like very good one. I mean, he's just a great guy, and he's was the catalyst behind us doing this pickleball tournament.
Right.
Him and Eric Klein, like we all four of us got together and just decided, hey, we're gonna do a pickleball tournament for the real estate industry. But that connection, I've gotten to know Wilmar pretty good. I see him
Like
now once a
personally.
week personally.
Yeah.
I'm with him at Kova every Sunday. He's out there. We're in a bunch of different pickleball groups together. So, that connection of, me getting closer to Wilmar inherently gets us closer.
Right.
Right,
For sure.
and,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
agree
like
with that.
we've already known each other throughout the industry.
Yeah.
We've communicated several times, but it's really enjoying to see you guys grow. Like from the time that I've met you to now, I mean, you
Thank
guys
you,
are
man.
doing really well, and it seems like you have a great team. Like
Thank
your
you.
entire team, you guys are together. You guys are promoting that camaraderie.
Right.
And it's transferring very well into success.
Yeah.
So keep
Wilmer is
killing it.
actually my wife's cousin.
I hear that.
And then his brother is already Wilfred. He's
Uh-huh.
already in the team too. He was from another firm, and then, I told him, we're like, let's do it. Like, it's family. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
help each other out, and
What's High's connection to you guys? I think that's Wilmar's wife's brother-in-law or something like that. Are you familiar with High or no?
Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Who's this Wilfred's wife is a sister of Heinz's wife. Jen, yeah. Oh, shout
Jen.
out to the family.
Shout
There
out
we
to
go.
Jen. Shout out to Jen. She be spiking it on me,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
She's ruthless out there on the pickleball court.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice. Like, actually, I didn't get to play you, or we didn't even play together until that day. We played
Right,
against each other, and I beat you, right?
Oh, he beat me.
He had to throw it in there, JD. That's an
didn't
egg.
say that.
That's an
Well, I mean, their goal was
Hey,
just to
yeah,
beat
oh
Iron
my
Valley,
God.
and I was like, okay.
Who was your partner then?
It was Dalen.
Oh, you guys are good, man. I'm like, they're hitting my
Yeah.
heart. They're hitting my
We didn't
body.
even get to play. Like, actually, that was like our third time this year playing. We didn't
Yeah.
even get to practice together. We've been busy. But that's one thing I was going to say before all of this was, like, I don't think you give yourself enough credit, man. Every time you see us, you're like, oh, the big dogs, this and that. Like, JD's killing it, man.
Oh, thank
And the
you.
team.
I'm not just so used to those. Like,
Yeah,
we just always try.
You're
but-
very humble.
Oh, thank you. We always try.
Like the day we were helping our business partner, Eric Edwards, he's moving. He moved to California at the time he was moving. We're all in front of the house. And
Oh,
then,
I saw you. Oh, yeah. I dropped by. I guess I came from like an inspection, I guess, and that.
around the corner. Yeah, it was like, oh, the bosses are out.
Right. Oh, you guys are the Iron Valley team leadership.
Yeah, it was hilarious to see you. It was just like we heard, the tire screech. It was like, "Arr!"
Yeah.
I need to
Iron
stop.
Valley.
I need to stop. I need to say hi. Shake
We're like,
hands
"What's
of all
up,
these
JD?"
people I look up to, like just like what I said. Hey, I mean, I don't say yes to to like invites and all, because again, I'm scared on this kind of like a platform. But
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I said yes, and that was even not a phone call. It was a text. But I'm like, let's do it.
No, it's easy, man. And honestly, pickleball is funny. Even like through tennis or basketball, we have connections with other agents. Shout out to Khalil and them. They play basketball, and I know Mike Little's passionate about that. Me and Edwin, our backs and knees ain't holding up. So
I think it's
basketball
also the
tomorrow.
relationship already that's kind of like growing.
it is absolutely. It's just just being out at the events, meeting people. Even that day, I met some other brokers and things like that from other firms, which is nice to meet them, because every time there's an interaction with them, it's always over a dispute, right? It's not like we have something against each other. It's just as owners or brokers, we just have to
part of
address
what
it.
we
It's
do,
just part of the business, right? So it's nice to meet those people that day outside of any kind of drama. It's just
Right.
like, how you doing? Finally get to meet you in person
Right.
versus an email or a phone call. And it's the same thing with you guys as we meet, like in that pickleball community. We're meeting a ton of agents and more agents that are addicted. That
Yeah.
they're like,
I've never expected that team from Keller Williams
yeah,
be like, coming in that strong.
Yeah.
I was like, woo.
yeah, they
where
got some good
Where are
players.
these players coming from? Like,
Next year is going to be twice as big, I bet.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
We're
didn't
excited.
know we had 100 players total for that, or over 100 players.
104.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Congratulations.
Thank you. It
was
was
an
a
epic event.
joint effort. And we've been actually planning it for months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started months ago. So we started planning like in January. So we took several meetings, coordination. We had great sponsors. Julian DJing. I mean,
Of course. Who doesn't know Julian Rivera, right?
Yeah,
I know.
absolutely. And he does a great job. Even before, he was with us, I would go to places to see Julian DJ.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%. Like he's legit, and he's very versatile. So like, what I like is you don't know what he's gonna play. He goes with however the theme is, or however he feels the vibe is.
Yeah.
He can kind of like gauge it and put the perfect song.
That's
to
an
get the
innate talent
credit.
right
Yeah,
there,
that's
Yeah,
a talent.
yeah. That and the
talent.
emceeing, yeah, and keeping everybody entertained. And he's he's in there with the whole function. He knows what's happening. What was your, I guess, the goal for your team now? Like, is that something you guys sit down and talk about? Like, hey,
Oh yeah, yeah. Like goal is always like beat what we have done last
yeah.
year.
Okay.
That's, I mean, it's everybody's goal. But long term wise, like because to be honest, like I'm not with like the quantity of people. I'm more of like the quality of people that I
There you
get.
go.
Like, some agents are also calling. They're asking, "Hey, are you hiring on your team?" But I don't even post anything about it. But like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but unfortunately, I'm not." But if anything changes, of course, we'll let you know. The main goal is really like make a team of quality agents, no matter if we're just two or three or four. Like whether we're a small team, if you're like we have like a quality service, and you have like the pure intention to really like help
Yeah.
and to to really like like guide people with all the real estate needs and stick with that goal. For me is like I'll be good because I don't know, like I'm very simple, I'm very basic. I hate like complexities. As much as
Well, I
possible.
mean, I think what you're saying right now is already clutch. Like most people, they start a team name, they're a team, or they hire whatever agents, right? No real vetting, just because of a relationship. What brought you to that point to say, hey, you know what? I'm not just going to hire anybody. Like I need quality people, quality product from the gate. Or was it a learning lesson?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like we learn a lot from experiences, like so. I mean, you've seen it, like I've had agents, and then they left, which is this is I always tell people, like I also especially the agents, like that we brought in the team. I always tell them like, hey, in this business, just to set your expectations right away. Look at the team as like your school, as like your training ground, because this is something that like us like us who've been pretty much like maybe got in the business earlier than them,
Yeah.
like learn from the people in the industry, and then let's accept it. This is the real estate business that we're in. People will come and go, so I need to accept that too as a team lead.
Right.
But what I always tell them is like, don't define you as an agent with the character on how you deal with things, because like you can join a team and just leave. That's that's okay. That's accepted. You're not doing anything illegal. You're not doing anything unethical. But the thing is, on the way you do it, then that defines you as an agent.
Yep.
What I'm saying? It's like so when I say like I learned it the hard way from the experiences that I have also experienced, like like having the team, and I'm still in the process of like learning being a team lead too.
Yeah, I
we
get it.
we all are. Like there's no stopping in learning. So every time like we deal with something, we learn. We take it as a learning experience. We move forward, and now we're more certain on our next decisions and on our next plans for.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a team lead, it's not just you're talking about you yourself. We're not talking always about the team. You know.
What would you tell somebody out there that's starting a team? What's one of the biggest, maybe 3 points that you would say, this is how you need to start this?
If you want to start a team, first I would say, think about it not just once, not just twice. Think about it as many times as you can. I would say that's the first. I mean, we all do that, but the thing is, like, you wanna make sure, you wanna be sure that you really wanna do it.
Yeah.
And then second is like ask yourself, why do you wanna do it?
Okay.
What's your goal? Do you just wanna do it because of like let's say you just wanna do it
The
because you
brand
wanna
or
put
name.
the JD real estate name out there?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not. I'm telling you right now, like it's not gonna succeed.
Okay.
So the third one is like, this is the hard part. That like I would say this is one thing that I learned the hard way. Don't expect too much from someone who's joining the team, but do not compromise also the expectations that you need to get from them.
That's a gem right there, right?
Yeah.
I learned it the hard way,
yeah.
man.
That-
I was hurt. I was brokenhearted, but hey, this is the business that we at.
Yep.
You know, I think with me, I still have a hard time when people leave.
Yeah.
Like-
Edwin does.
Like I do. I still have a hard time when people leave because it's like, you know, I pour in everything into whoever.
Right.
I like legitimately, I pour into anybody around me, and then when someone leaves, even though it may not even be anything to do with me, right? It could be a personal choice, which, like you said, is personally fine. Not everyone meshes with everybody, and someone can excel in a different environment. But I still take it personal. Like, I know all these things logically, right?
Yeah.
Logically, I know. All right, it might not be a best fit, but emotionally,
It's hard.
it's hard, man. It's not something easy.
Edwin always asks, like, if somebody were to leave the prestige firm, right? He'll ask me, like, why'd they leave? I don't even ask. I'm just like, because my response to those people when they reach out and say, hey, I'm going to be changing firms or whatever, best of luck to you. We'll be here. That's all I ever
So you
say.
handle that because he will cry.
No, he won't. No, he'll ask.
No,
He'll ask.
but with
like,
me is I want to know why.
yeah.
Right, oh, for sure, yeah.
Right? I want to know why. I want to know, hey, bro, like, what did I do or what did the company do to make you go a different direction? I want to know why. Number one is I want to improve on our processes, right? Or maybe I'm not looking at something that everyone else is seeing.
And I would say for the most part, it's usually agents, newer agents, right? They're not really showing up. They're not, and everybody in this room knows that a lot of agents are not really doing the work that needs to be done to generate business a lot of times.
I remember that when I told you about an agent that I was working with, and then you told me, oh, because she finally is listening and showing up. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Because the thing is like, hey, I mean, if you're not doing any work or you're not even showing up, like, what would you expect?
Yeah. If you don't grind, you don't shine. If you don't work, you don't eat. Mike Jones.
Yeah.
But I love what
that's the truth.
Was this you said about that, like, like when they're leaving, it hurts us, like, because I'm with you. But the thing is, I love the way you said it when you said, like, because they might be growing personally on something else, But my question also is, like, what if they're also doing, like, real estate? Like, okay, they left the team, they went somewhere else, but they still do real estate. So
There's been a handful of people that we have, for example, interviewed, right? One person in particular, I won't say their name, but they came here, interviewed with us because they wanted to start a team. Great. We can help you with that. We have a lot of success stories in that aspect.
right.
Totally. We got you, and we like the person. But then it was like almost sure they were going to sign up, but then they went to another firm, kind of hit us from left field. So we're still watching. There's no real growth. They joined this firm, got a couple of agents, and then that team just fell apart. Then that person ends up joining a team. So you went all the way backwards.
Right.
From being on a team, individual agent, starting a team, to back now you're joining a team. Those are one of the stories where it's like, man, we wish we could have had that person here, and like we know you would have been successful. Those are the ones that like I look at and I was like, that person could have been something, like as far as growth. But there's not very many of those that I could call out and say that I feel bad about them leaving or not joining us. It's very far and in between where I could see that like these people have something in them that they could do it, but they ended up at the wrong location, if that makes sense. Because just like any other firm, like even like Swell, like I know Swell, they were a team when we were both at James and Lee Realty together.
Oh, really?
I was there when they left and started that firm. I had just showed up. I didn't know them that well, but I knew them, and solid people, everybody. The Cinebaldi's, great people.
Yeah.
Those are good friends. But anyways, I saw that growth happen over there. So I know they know how to manage teams, right?
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, like when they left, I know that broker was feeling it because they did a lot of transactions.
Which is, like everything that we're talking about right now, like it happens. It's it's part of this business that we really do, which is. But the thing is, on the other side, we're human beings, so sometimes we still get affected. But hey, I mean, like, what I'm teaching myself right now is like not to chase, those type of people. Like, hey, they don't see the worth of the team, and they don't see the worth of what you're doing to them and how you're helping them out.
Yep.
Kind of like build them on the way that you see them fit in the industry. Like, my wife always tells me, why you need to worry too much about other people? Like, give them what they're worth of, like, your worries and your attention. But if they don't feel like, they needed it, then let it go.
Yeah. Well, you met Thomas, and this is going to come out after, so the news will break. But Thomas, who you just met today, like, we've been talking to Thomas for years when we see the potential in him.
Wow.
Since the day we met him.
It's not because it was just a person. It was because of him specifically.
Yep.
He has so much leadership skills.
Wow.
He can articulate very well. You look at him and you kind of see professionalism.
Right.
Like, he's just a professional guy.
Yeah.
And he's very sociable. He's a likable guy. We've been really trying to get him over because we know that we can assist him with his growth.
Yeah.
And he also can help us. Right?
sure.
It's
Yeah.
a win-win. It's not like, hey, we're just out here saving the world. That's not the case, right? We're building relationships that are win-wins. We can help you. You can help us.
That's always the goal, right?
That's always
Yeah.
the goal.
Yeah. Because it's like we see that character, and wherever he's at right now, it's just like a wasted talent. And it's like, man, this guy, right? And we see it throughout the industry, right? There's a lot of agents out here that are just great people. But let me go back to you as far as the family dynamic. When does the JD family stop having children? Is this it?
Oh, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah. I only want one, to be honest. Yeah, just one. So that's why there's like 5, close to 6 years gap from my from
Yeah.
my eldest to my from my little one right now.
Gotcha.
But then my wife, she asked for one more. You know how it is. She's the boss.
All right. Who's going to the doctor to handle that?
I mean, we both will, like, handle everything and all that. But again, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a mutual decision. So
Yeah.
it's we're excited for
Boy or girl? Do you guys know yet?
we're like 8-9 weeks, so we don't know yet.
Okay.
Probably like a couple more weeks, and we'll be able.
Are you gonna do a whole gender reveal thing, or what is this?
Let's do it in a real estate way.
It's gonna be a pickleball, right? Smashing and blue or green.
Pickleball. We'll see. I think we're doing it this time because we
Okay.
didn't do any gender reveal with the first two. So for our last one, probably we'll do it.
Well, that's a different generation, right? Like,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna have gender reveals. Like that.
Right.
This is a new
Not
thing.
like to the level,
Right?
right?
Like, this is
like
like
it
a
would be
new
a
thing.
secret, and it would just be like, it's the boy.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. That was serious.
Yeah,
Like,
people got planes flying over and explosions and all types of stuff.
We'll see how it goes because we have her sister who's gonna be helping us with that, and they're
Okay.
planning about it. So we'll see.
In the future, do you guys see yourself ever leaving Virginia? Like, is that in the talks, like 5-10 years from now?
Not at all.
Okay. Okay.
Not at all. Even when I was in the military, like when I told her, like, hey, I'm joining the Navy, she specifically told me, if you're not getting any orders back here, then you go to that and we stay here.
Okay.
Like, wow. Yeah, so since she got here in the U.S. from the Philippines, she's been here in Virginia Beach.
Got it. All
So
right.
she's just wanting to stay here. So that being said, we'll stay here too. So JD Real Estate 757 is not going anywhere as well.
you don't have a choice.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a choice.
But honestly, it's a great place.
It
like
is.
from
It is.
California, like being in the military, nobody wanted to move to Virginia Beach. Like we would try to avoid it at all
Always.
costs. But it's grown. Like I was here just for C school when I did C school here.
Mm-hmm.
So all I knew was Oceana and the oceanfront, nothing else. That's all we did. And then finally, once we moved here, my wife, these were her last orders, so we settled here, Schooling's great. Community's great. Concerts, entertainment, like
Right.
everything's here. You get all 4 seasons. You know, it's a great place. I'd say.
4 seasons in a month.
Yeah, in a day.
In a
In a
day.
day, yeah.
In a day.
In a day. Yeah.
I've always been pro Hampton Roads. Like since I got here, I've always loved the community, especially now where I feel like it's even more diverse now than when I first
Right.
got here. Right? There's always been a pretty big Filipino community, but the Latino community has grown tremendously.
Oh, I see you guys.
You know, we're growing, and I really like that. I enjoy the growth. And enjoy the diversity, and there's a lot of stuff to do. And to be honest with you, I got all my friends and I got a lot of family here.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Like
everybody.
I
Yeah.
mean,
See, we've grown a community now. Obviously, my wife's Samoan, so and that whole Samoan and Tongan, so that whole Polynesian community is now in my house every Friday again
There you go.
for the Polyfest.
There you go.
But that's cool to see. Like it went from we know Samoan here, a Tongan over
Right.
there, to now it's like a ton of them everywhere. So, and then my children are diving into that culture and they're literally practicing the drums, right, for the thing. But hell, I'm going to midget wrestling on Thursday. Like,
yeah, I couldn't go.
yeah, like he didn't want to watch his people perform.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's my anniversary. He says that's a good 5-year anniversary, dude. I said,
What else are you
I can't take
So-
my wife
Come
to
on,
midget
just
wrestling for a
surprise her.
5-year anniversary at Peabody's. Nah, I'm good.
Just surprise her. Just show up, right?
Right.
Get all dressed,
It's a
ringside
different-
seats.
You know, it's a different surprise anniversary thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Come on.
That's
something
a-
to remember.
That's an Edgar.
She won't forget that.
No.
No.
Yeah, she
Absolutely
definitely
not.
will not forget
Yeah,
that.
talking about family too. Like I have my parents here already as well. Yeah, so October
okay.
of last year, they've been here. So,
Nice.
yeah, and I just want to share it because you know it's because of all these things that we've worked hard, you know, in real estate, everything that has you know happened to me, you know, since I joined the Navy, doing real estate and all that, it did you know, a lot of significant changes for the family. you know,
Right.
like, you know, coming from a third world country,
Mm-hmm.
Philippines, I've never owned a home from back home and all that. And then, now, it was just a dream before for my parents to be here too, but now we're all here. My dad and my mom, they getting treated with some, you know, medical conditions back home. My mom
Okay.
used to be in a wheelchair. Now that she's here, she walks perfectly fine.
Wow.
That's great.
Thank God, you know, like
That
it's a
is
blessing.
awesome,
It's a blessing,
man.
man. It's a blessing. I mean, I just want to put it out there because you guys are talking about family and everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's all because of the help that I've got, you know, from, you know, our past experiences from the military and now doing real estate. Everything was you know, the things that we were just thinking about before that's impossible. It's all happening, you know.
But you were working hard, right?
Right. It's all, you know.
It works if you work.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
it
right.
works if you work. You made it happen, though.
Right.
Yes, it's all positive, right? And it's great. And I can see you, and I can feel the joy from
Man,
yeah. So
Yeah.
I can feel it.
It's like that, you know. It's like the fulfillment of what we do. Same thing, like when we like, you know, we have the pure intention to really help the clients.
Yep.
You know, to kind of like really guide them. We're not like looking after like, hey, how much am I gonna get paid? I'm bringing it out there because there's a lot of agents who do that.
It
I'm not-
pisses me off. Yeah.
Right. And then I talk to people like, can we not talk about that first? Can we talk about something that, you know, we can make it work for not just for my client, but also for, you know, for both parties.
Yes.
Because I hate it when they kind of like, you know, like bring up right away, like how much are we going to get paid from this? You know, how much are we getting from this deal? You know, do you already know that this is going to materialize or this is going to close? Can we focus on that first?
Yeah. Where are you at in the contract right now?
Right.
Like they don't
right.
even know half the time.
Right. So I'm like, I'm bringing that up because, you know, like, I got this from one of my mentors. Like, he's also local. He's a local investor. He started from being a gasoline boy to now, you know, built his, I don't know if I can say it, but, you know,
Yeah.
more than 25 million worth of portfolio.
Okay.
And like he will always tell me every time I talk to him, like, don't chase the money,
Mm-hmm.
don't chase after the money, chase for the freedom, chase for your time, chase for like the time spent with family and your loved ones. Because the thing is, the more you chase after the money, you will not have that contentment. You will not be you will not have that contentment of like stopping where you're already reaching your goal and all that. We're not saying you need to stop, but the thing is, you would want more wherein you are already forgetting this part of like who you are.
Songs, playing games, right?
But that's what you wanted to
And
see,
it's like they got that freedom. Like they get to
right?
enjoy that,
See,
right?
yeah,
Hopefully they'll notice that when they get older. But at that moment right there, it's like I'm creating this, right?
right.
You guys want to go play soccer, play whatever? Let's go. You want to join what? Let's go
Let's
join
do
that.
it.
So for me, that's the joy and the peace right now. Now I have other aspirations that I got to get to, but to the point is, it's servicing the clients first. I'm not even looking at the checks. Of
There you
course,
go.
we negotiate right in the beginning for our income, basically, but that's just part of the process. That's the opportunity that's actually given to us in this business. It's not guaranteed. It's just an opportunity. But if everything's successful, you got repeat clients, you got a referrals, you got so many other things. Hell, I'm going to a baby shower for one of my clients. And it's always great to hear, like, you're the family agent.
Right, right. Like repeat clients. I mean, once your business is 100% referral based, you're set, man. You're
Yeah.
good. You're taking good care of these people, your past clients, or even like even the families or the people that your clients know. The part of the family. You take care of them too, not just because they wanted to buy or sell. You build the relationships with them, then they're gonna take care of you too in return.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's priceless right there.
And then what is, I guess, in 5 years, where do you see yourself? Have you, you've mentioned you got a mentor. So, like, what does that look like for you? Because it's a long time from now.
Right, like 5 years from now, I would want to see, like, of course, JD Real Estate still a team, quality
Mm-hmm.
of, agents working for our clients. But I also wanted to see my myself and the team, like just what we already like planning and talking about, to be on the other side of real estate, not just on sales, but which I have also started. I've already started, but just my own. But I wanted everybody in the team to win.
Okay.
Like I always wanted everybody to win. So I always open up with them the ideas of like, hey, about like wholesaling,
Yeah.
flipping and all
Flipping.
that, and then make sure that they learn everything about investing. So they need to at least build a portfolio for themselves too, for their
Right.
family. Like because we don't want to be selling forever.
Yeah. You
I
got to
don't know.
want to get
But
out of
for me,
production.
right, me, I'm like, I don't want to be like selling forever. So, I mean, we need to, like kind of like plan accordingly for what's next. Let's say after 5 years, where we at, So that's where I want the team to be at, you know.
Yeah. So you're still looking out for them. And that's a great point because a lot of people, I'm not going to say who, but like I've seen people, up into their 50s and they're still listing and helping
Yeah.
buyers. And it's like, I don't see
Again, you
myself
want to go
there.
back to that goal, that freedom and time with the family and your loved ones too.
Yeah, these next 2 years for me is just one of the goals is just to zero out everything out as far as mortgages, everything to be done. Whether I'm in production or not, that won't affect me at all. Because a lot of times people's, just like in the military, you see them retire, right? But then they got to get a contractor job,
Right.
government job, because they still got all those bills, new cars. They just purchased a
Want to
mortgage.
plan ahead for that financial freedom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. No, that's great. And everything I hear you saying is you're still looking out for your people.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
I love everybody that I bring to the team. But of course, it's like what I've said, just don't expect too much because you're going to get hurt.
Yeah. Well, you can't expect you from other people.
Right. Yeah.
And
that's a good way to say
right?
it. Yeah.
Like you can't expect yourself. I'm going through the same kind of struggles right now. I went from running a team of like my very good friends, dismantling that team, and now it's just me and my daughter. My daughter's my baby. And it's a different relationship from like a regular team lead to a team member. So a lot of times I gotta be like, hey Edgar, can you talk to Taina? Right? Because she'll listen to Edgar. She'll listen to Mike. She'll listen to Eric. She'll listen to other people. But I'm her dad. So it's like, here we go again. Nothing I do is good enough. You know what I mean?
Sure
All
did
these
that.
things.
Come on.
And I keep pushing her. But it's a different dynamic. And I don't think that I ever want to go back to being a team lead. I'm only a team lead right now because my daughter and I'm helping her. Once she's like self-sufficient and 100% on her own, I'm not gonna. She'll have the team, and I'll just do nothing.
Hey, with everything that has happened to like all of my experiences being a team lead, I also thought like of going back to being a solo agent.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when I think about the team members again, if I think about the team members again, that will make me feel like bad that, why am I dismantling it? Why am I thinking about this? I mean, like, hey, I have Wilmar, I have Wilfred, I have Cami, I have Faye, I have the team. And I always tell them that, like, hey, here's the thing. Don't get mad at me when I'm mad at you. I'm like, it's just because I'm not just thinking about me now, but I'm thinking about us, the team,
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that, like I'm closing deals and you guys are not.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Oh, they know that. You talk to Wilmar, you talk to Faye, they'll tell you. I will push them, I will push
That's
them.
good.
And then the thing is like, what we're proud of our team is since we are a referral-based business, so when a lead or a referral comes in, I share it, People will question me on that. They will say like, why are you sharing? That's your money. But I will always tell them, this is my team. Why not?
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
I close deals. They should close deals too.
Closing deals.
Closing deals. That's
Right.
Yeah.
That's your team. Yeah. Closing deal because we are the real deal.
That's a good one. All right.
Well, something we like to ask, do you have any questions for us? Anything? We always like to let that guest ask anything.
Oh, I think I have one. Let's just say a team will come to you guys and then ask you to, like, what are you going to be bringing for the team, to kind of like, grow together and win together. Like, what would it be?
I think it's the added camaraderie. I think that's one of the biggest things that we have here. It's the selflessness. We're not really, we're really looking out for you, right? And just like how you were just explaining about your team, you still care for them. It's not just about me closing deals. Like, we want to see you close deals. It's that part where from the military, it's a different camaraderie here. It's not, you're not going to see me or Edwin ever again. It's like, no, we're going to be here. I personally hold annual meetings with the team leads, and then we look at them, and then, Imani Santos and Gina Shores. Yeah. So I think that's one of my biggest examples right now. And you could ask them this. Like, I sat down with them, and to the point where I don't think they're scared for me to say this, but like, they didn't have all their numbers. Okay, you don't have all your numbers. Let's get that. Okay, there's a different aspect to just being a team, right? Not just the team name, the camaraderie. Mm-hmm. There's also the business side. Like, where's your marketing agreements? Because you could be getting paid outside of just the transactions to supplement the team. Shout out to them. Now they got this nice big office. Right, they have.
She's with, is it Gina?
Gina Shores.
Gina Shores. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Gina Shores and Imani Santos. But like, that's growth. Now I think you're aiming for 30 million in sales. Why not 50?
I love that.
Well, it's like no, and now they have projections. Now they're seeing it. They're like, no,
Right.
we're actually going to meet these things. Okay, well, if you're living off of 30 million financially in sales, what are you going to do with the extra 20? Now they're flipping houses. So it's all these things that we're looking at, and they're implementing. They're taking the advice and they're implementing. Now their goal isn't just to flip one house a year. Now it's like 5. It's like, well, why not 5 in 6 months? Like, what are we talking? Why can't you make these things happen? So I'm questioning all their moves, and then I'm just giving them advice. So just being here, that's what we do. It's your goals, but which lane are you taking? Just like you said, it's not just about production. It's about so many other things outside of the real estate and the team. I don't know what he would say.
I was gonna say, obviously, the number one is to me in my mind is the camaraderie, right? But I would say the educational standpoint with the amount of training that we do, and then our technology platform. You know, there's not a lot of brokerages that have the structure that we have that also have a CRM website, training 4 times a week. You can have one-on-one with all the owners, right? We're very available. Agents have problems. They never have to worry about, oh, I can't get a hold of a broker. That doesn't happen here, right? I'm available, super available. All of us were super available. So having those people that you can rely on, is key.
That's very important.
How many brokerage owners are actually sitting down with their people on a regular basis?
That's a good point right there, to
Right?
be honest with you.
I'm talking about the owners of the company. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about the managing broker. I'm not talking about, people in leadership, mentors. I'm talking about the owners of the company. How many brokerages are you going to go over there and actually feel, the vibe and the energy from the actual owners?
There's a hands-on leadership right there.
Correct.
And leading from the front.
Leading from the
Right.
front. And then
Right.
another thing is that's a big a reason why we all stay in production. How can I train you on something I'm not doing?
True.
Right? How can I train you on the current market? Because our market constantly change. If we talk about since you've been in real estate, you're talking about before COVID, after COVID, after high interest rates, after housing shortage,
NAR.
NAR.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Name
all,
it,
right? Here are all these different changes that you have to adapt
Right.
to. How can I train my agents if I didn't live through each of those
True.
situations?
To the core, man, our fingers are on the pulse at all times.
There you go, Corpsman.
Were you a Corpsman?
Hell no. I was at AO, man. Best thing out there.
Why would
I owe
you
yous.
react that way? Yeah, because experiences will always teach us something, and also like the more transactions you do, the more you learn.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not against like the agents who were like telling me that, like I've been in for, 20, 30 years, 40 years. Because, when I was, during my first year, they would always, I have encountered like a couple of agents who did that to me.
Yep.
Probably to
We all
intimidate me
have.
or something. But there was one time like this lady asked me like, "Hey Jay, why you keep on telling me this? And how long have you been doing this, Jay? May I ask you that question?" Like, this is my second year. But the fact that she asked me that is because she doesn't want to, go along with what I'm suggesting to kind of like make things work
Yeah.
for the deal, and she just wanted to do it her own way. So I'm like, I always have my iPad with me, so I went to online and then check how she's doing, check her numbers. Then I asked her the question, like, how many deals have you done? And then that's when she stopped. Probably she realized, like, I don't know if she also checked my numbers and all that too. Like, it's
Right.
my second year, I was doing that much already.
Yeah.
And then probably she realized, and then I told her like, it's because you asked me like, how long I've been doing this, ma'am. Like, with with all due respect, I respect you being in the industry for this long already, but I feel like what I'm suggesting is right. So I'm like, it's not because you've been in for a while you always do the right thing, you know? You always, everything that you do is the
Yep.
correct way to do it. Because, we learn from all these experiences and from all these transactions and mistakes that probably we can do, We mess up, but we learn from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not really how long you've been doing
Right.
something, but how much activity has been done in that time.
Right, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm guessing you were probably doing what she does a year in a month.
I mean, probably, yeah. When I saw the
Probably,
numbers,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. So I need to ask her this too, just to
Yeah.
make her feel that,
Yeah. You know what's one change that I remember happened, and I got that? It was right around, this was the first time that happened to me. It's when our offers or our contracts, it used to be common practice that you would send a copy of the earnest money deposit check with the offer.
Oh, okay.
That used to be common practice. And then at a certain point, the forms changed. And then it gave you the option to wire or whatever, all those options that you see now, which is normal. And when I submitted an offer, she's like, where's the copy of the EMD? I was like, ma'am, he's going to wire it. He's not here. I still need to see it. Like, she was so stuck in her ways. I was
Right.
like, that's not a thing anymore. As a matter of fact, if you read further, it says they have to turn it in within 48 hours, right, or whatever, or 2 business days. Now, get this. She would not accept the offer, but it's not up to her.
Correct. It's up to the seller.
Right.
So even then, her explanation to me, she's already wrong. And it's like you just, at the end of the day, you're looking out for your client. So it's like, hey, man, just send me a picture of a personal check. So I just added contingent on him turning it. Literally exactly what the damn contract says already when they made the change is what I did. I just wrote it contingent on him giving a copy of a check tomorrow because he didn't have personal checks. He had to go to the bank.
And that's where your point comes in when you say like the continuous education and trainings and everything.
Absolutely.
So it's not just, hey, you're licensed and hey, this is your standard right away all throughout your career,
Yeah,
Like it's-
Rain does updates
Right.
annually,
See,
multiple
and we
times.
need those, like through those education and trainings that you guys are doing, like that's big.
Yeah.
Thank
Well, we
you so much.
appreciate you, JD. I really enjoyed the conversation. I got to know a little bit more about you than I already knew. And congratulations again on number 3.
Oh, thank you so much.
Send that to
Appreciate
the
y'all.
wife.
Number
thank
3,
you for
and
all
the parents
love.
are here.
And the parents are here. That's
Yes,
very
blessings
successful.
after
Yeah.
another,
Blessings and blessings.
I can thank God enough for everything.
Yeah. Please subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me here. Thank you.
All right.